Hi, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about making a US resume. Yes, it's spelled the same way as resume, but we pronounce it resume. Resume. When applying to a job in the United States, it's really, really important to have a resume. This is essential for most jobs. It's also called a resume with accents or a CV, but most commonly in this country, resume with no accent marks. Resumes are not the same in every country. The styles are different. The information that's included is different. They're not the same. In the US, a typical resume is only 1 page long. Let me say this again. 1 page, one side. If you apply for a job and give someone a 3-page resume, oh, they will not be happy. 1 page. This means that you cannot talk about every single thing that you do in your whole life in lots and lots of detail. But that's okay. That's not the point of a resume. In the US, the point of the resume is to give you a quick overview of your life and your experience. So 1 page. In US American resumes, we always include our name, our address, our email address, our phone number, education, work experience, technical skills, languages, and any other skills that we might have. You might think, oh man, 2023, why do I need to include my physical address? Well, you do. This is standard to include your physical address where you live. Another thing about email address, it's a good idea to have an email address that is professional, that includes your name and isn't full of jokes. Like, if I really like, I don't know, if I really like apples and my email address is I love apples 4242. That's not a really professional email address. When you're applying for a job, you want an email address that includes your name and not a lot else. So we always include this information. In US resumes, we do not include our photo. We do not include our date of birth. No nationality, no religion, no family status, like married, single, divorced, or your children. We do not include our citizenship, our age, our race, our gender, or our sexual orientation. In the United States, these categories are protected. There are a lot of laws stating that employers cannot make decisions about you based on any of this information. So it is illegal to discriminate by age, by nationality, by religion, by race, by sexual orientation, by disability. It is illegal to do these things. So some countries include some of this information, but in the US, nope. I have here a link to an example resume. I will put the link to this in the description of the video, but let's take a look. This is a simple resume that I wrote for a class that I taught. So all of this information is invented, but you get the point. So as you can see, this is 1 page only. 1 page. And the name of this person is front and center. This is the biggest thing on the page. I know who this is about. Then we have the physical address, including the street, the apartment, the city, the state, and the zip code. we have this email address and her phone number. So this is the heading at the top of the page. The next section, we can either have education or work experience. So we could switch these if we wanted to. We could put work experience above education. It doesn't matter. Well, it does, but oh boy, not clear. Depending on what you want to emphasize, you can put one or the other on top. On a US resume, we always start with the most recent information first. So in the education section, our friend Vanessa has been studying at Montgomery College in Maryland. She started studying there in 2017. It says 2017 to present. This means that she's still studying there. She has been studying there for a number of years. And then I list the classes, or she lists the classes. So she's taking ESOL classes. She started in beginning, all the way to advanced, and English for the American workplace. We also see that she went to high school. Here we have the name of the school itself, and then in parentheses, it says high school, and the year that she graduated in 2004. Below that, we have the location. So this is in Haiti. Vanessa is from Haiti. And yes, I've had questions about this before. You can absolutely include information from other countries. If you did it, if it's part of your life, you can include it. So if Vanessa went to high school, she should absolutely include it. Next, we have work experience. Again, we're going to start with the most recent and go farther into the past. So Vanessa's most recent work experience was working as a private nanny in Silver Spring. She worked from January 2018 to May 2020. And then we have a description of what she did in this job. She took care of 4 siblings, took the kids to school, watched, played with, and fed the younger children, picked up the older children after school, and took care of the children until dinner. Notice that these are not complete sentences. There is no subject in these sentences. For some reason, this is the style for resumes. We don't write complete sentences. I guess because it takes up less room and we want to make a really fast list. Also notice that the verbs here, took, watched, played, fed, picked, took, these verbs are all in the simple past. Why? Because she worked there in the past. If she still works there, it would be different. But since this is finished, it's in the simple past. The next part of her work experience is that she worked as a server at Little Haiti Restaurant in Rockville, Maryland. She worked there for a couple years. And you'll see that she doesn't list any job duties or specific things that she did here. That's okay. That's okay. Vanessa is trying to get work as a nanny or in childcare. And this job as a server doesn't really relate to her goals of being a server, but she could still write stuff here. But it's not as important since it's not specifically what she wants to do. And finally, we also see that she worked as a cleaner at Montgomery Office Solutions in Rockville for over a year. So this is her work experience. Next, we have volunteer experience. So even if you do things that you don't get paid for, it's still a great thing to list on your resume. As we can see here, Vanessa is a daycare volunteer at a church in Silver Spring. She started doing this in June 2020, and she's still doing it. So this is happening in the present. And then we have a brief description of what she does. Take care of a class of 6 infants. Notice that the verb here, take, is in the present, not the past. That's because she still volunteers here. She still volunteers here. So when she was a private nanny, the verbs are in the past. But when she does it right now, daycare volunteer, in the present, the verb is in the present. And like above, this is not a complete sentence. Finally, the last section on this resume is skills. This can be a really big category. You can include a lot of things here. First off, we have languages. If you speak a lot of languages, absolutely put them down. Speaking languages is an excellent thing, an important skill, and something to be proud of. So here we see she speaks native Haitian Creole, fluent French, and advanced English. She also has some computer skills. She's good at typing, using the internet, and Microsoft Word. So list any computer skills or competencies that you have. And finally, we see that she has CPR certification. This is relevant to her work, taking care of children, because it's really important to know CPR if you're working with kids. So this is a quick overview of Vanessa's resume. Like I said, really important that it is only 1 page. It's very easy to read this. Your eye is not confused when you're looking at it. It's very clear. First, we have the education section, work experience, volunteer experience, and skills. That's it. That's enough. Sometimes people make their resumes really beautiful and complicated and very, artistic looking. You can do that if you want, but it's more important that you have the correct information to share. Another thing that you can do when you are writing a resume, if you are applying for a job, you can look at the job description and they will say, oh, we're looking for an employee who is motivated, talented, and cooperative. You can take that language and put it in your resume. Or if they say, we want someone with 5 years experience working with program ABC. If you have experience working with that program, absolutely include it in there. The important thing is, do not lie. Do not make something up or invent it. But if something in the description is true for you, then yes, you can put it in your resume. In fact, a lot of times, companies use automated programs to read the resumes. So they're looking for words that match the job description. So if you can include language from the job description, that's great. So, Vanessa, we looked at her resume. Great. How do you make your own resume? This one I made just in a Google Doc, very simply. I did no formatting. You can do it like that if you want. But there are also some websites where you can make a resume. I listed some here. I can include the links in the video description below. Let's just take a look at this one. So you can create a new resume. Oh, so many different options. What do I like the look of? And here you can just type in your information. What was her address? 123, I don't know. And as you work through this, it will automatically fill out the resume with the information you enter. You need to create an account to save a resume, but that's doable if you want to do it. We also have another one, another resume creator. You can sign in with Indeed to save your resume, or you can, I'm going to continue as a guest at the moment. Again, there's lots of templates, and you can just click here and enter your information. And oops, that's ugly. Let me anyway. It automatically formats it for you, and you just enter all of your information. We have another one. This one, you need to create an account and pay if you want to download your resume. But one thing I like about this one is that it has suggestions for the description of your job. I'll show you what I mean by that. I'm just choosing one, create a new resume, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes resumes also have a section where you can put your profession or your desired goal here. So this is asking for this. Obviously, I'm inventing this information. This isn't real. So Vanessa's looking for a job. Let's fill out your work history. Okay. So we'll talk about our most recent job. I'm going to include the volunteer experience. So daycare volunteer is the job title. The employer is St. Margaret's Church. Maybe it will appear here, maybe not. And then you can select a start date or a start month. So there's also an option. I currently work here. Nice. Okay. And then it will add recommendations for job descriptions. So this program looks at the title that you entered and makes suggestions. So sure, I'll add these recommendations. It fills them in automatically. Let's see. And I can also add other things. Documented children's growth and development. Sure. Let's see. Prepared group activities. Okay, whatever. Sure. So you can take these directly, or you can add other things. Took care of 6 infants. Whatever. One thing to notice here is that all of the verbs it automatically generates are in the past. So since Vanessa still volunteers here, she might want to change this to be in the present. Communicate, comply, serve instead of the past. So then we keep going to next, and we can add more positions and then add education. So what I really like about this is the suggestions. Finally, there is a free and easy way to make resumes, and that's to make a resume in Google Docs. So when you open Google Drive and create a new document, there are a number of templates to choose from. Go to Google Docs from a template. Then you can choose from a lot of different templates. whatever you like. There's letters, brochures, anything, a template. And then it will make a blank or a document with no real information that you can fill out to edit your resume. You can change the color, you can change the font, everything. And when you want to share your resume in a job application, you should download the resume as a PDF and share the PDF. Don't share it as a Word document. Don't bother. If you share it as a PDF, then it is finished and it is clear, and you know it will look the same on every computer. So last thing, let me show you again how to open a resume template in Google Docs. Let me go over here to my Drive. I'll go to New, Google Docs, over this arrow, and then from a templates. Okay, there's so many things. Book report, class notes. Let's do resume. I like this one. I don't know. Cool. So here I have everything that I can edit. So my name is Vanessa Richard. And then you can just edit everything. Notice that all the positions ask for the company, the location, the job title, and the time, as well as a description. This is really common information so that people know whether you've stayed in one location or moved around a lot. So this is the overview of US resumes, what is included in the resume, and how to create one. I hope this was helpful, and good luck.